Joe Royle makes 2 changes from the side which served the club so splendidly in the FA Cup semi-final. Paul Rideout was given right up to the last minute to see if he could recover from that jarred knee at Elland Road, but he hasn't made it. But Daniel Amokachi showed what he can do as Rideout's replacement in the semi-final, and he's in from the start for only the 3rd time since Mike Walker left the club 5 months ago. The other change sees the cup-tied Earl Barrett regain the right-back spot from Matt Jackson. And it is the last match of Duncan Ferguson's 4-game ban. Newcastle's away form has been patchy, so Kevin Keegan has stiffened his midfield by including both Barry Venison and Paul Bracewell.
Yeah, 2 what you would call holding midfield players.
Well, it's sure to be a wonderful welcome home for the FA Cup finalists. But the Wembley treat will only be fully appreciated if between then and now Everton negotiate this tricky climb up the table. Newcastle's incentive to try if they can to finish as high as 2nd place, to perhaps overhaul Manchester United should their championship challenge fall away abruptly, to sustain Everton's search for safety tonight. Last Sunday's events at Elland Road guaranteed a great atmosphere at Goodison Park. It's Everton against Newcastle United, and it's live after the break. More nerve-testing times ahead. The results haven't been too good for them last night at West Ham or at Main Road, Manchester today. Newcastle United to kick off, looking for a fast finish to match their fast start to the season, unable in the end to sustain that championship challenge. They're still with Europe very much on their minds. Amokachi with a regular place very much on his mind. A start born of the common.
Amokachi look to the grass beyond the Newcastle back 4. We'll try and put the ball in there. I would expect Newcastle to be a little bit more studious in their build-up, try and get some passes involving all the players that they would want on the ball.
Here's Venison. It was interesting to hear Peter Beardsley say that Everton now are playing proper football and tried and successfully steamrolled Newcastle here in the cup. Amokachi and following up with Stewart, and suddenly there again Everton with a sharp cutting edge to their attacking play, and here they come again. That was Limpar. This is Barry Horn. Ablett. Hinchcliffe. Nice left foot balance on this near side for Joe Royle's team. Ablett is starting at left back. Had Keith Gillespie been playing for Newcastle, he would have switched with Unsworth, as they did in the cup tie. But Gillespie is a substitute. Ablett going in. Beardsley trying to help Newcastle settle here. Storming stuff from Everton.
A little bit slack in the opening 5 or 10 minutes. Really could be made to pay for that against this side at the moment.
And the support, which is right behind Everton in their time of need in the Premiership. Graham Stewart, whose form has really picked up with another opportunity. Man of the match in the semi-final.
Valuable goals and performances.
Long throw from Hinchcliffe, looking for Watson. Bracewell, who have 5 years here with Everton. Kitson. Forward by Ablett. Snapped on by Horn for Stewart to chase. Now Horn. Everton's style under Joe Royle has been very up-tempo. And the points they've taken since Joe took over as manager have been impressive. And for the most part, it has been aggression properly applied by Everton. A quality that's essential to the appeal of the game. Here's Fox. He's been playing quite a lot recently for Newcastle on the left-hand side. Beardsley. Hoffiger skips past Ablett. And David Unsworth came across very quickly. Short corner from Beardsley. Back to him from Fox, trying to Put it in quickly to Fox's feet again, didn't quite come. Venison. Plays well. Kitson, good touch. Beardsley. Joe Parkinson doing what he does well, winning the ball in Everton's midfield. Stewart looking to involve Limpar. Elliott, who's been the left back since John Beresford got injured here in the cup tie. Horn. Stewart trying some trickery. And some strength as well. Comes for Hinchcliffe. Didn't come quite far enough for him to think about shooting
against Tottenham. And I wonder if Robert Lee gets caught in field, whether that's an area when if Everton get the ball, they can just put it into Limpar and say, go on, you've got one against Elliott. If you fancy it, go take him on.
Limpar was particularly wound up for that semi-final, and it's been pretty much all Everton. Ainsworth just there before Lee. Kitson trying to stay onside. Southall obviously misjudged the flight, whether it was up in the glare of the floodlights, possibly. Hovigan. Venison. Given away under pressure though by Barry Venison, who's one of a good number of this Newcastle squad and their management. Know Merseyside well. Fox. Pitch has been heavily watered all day long. Lee. Kitson. Beautiful play from Newcastle. Robert Lee, who's had no luck really.
Going to be fascinating who comes out the top.
Venison. Pressure applied again. Parkinson flying in.
Well, that's typical of it, isn't it, Mark? You mentioned pressure then, and as soon as Venison thought he'd got a yard, there was Parkinson right in his face making a tackle.
Fox. Joe Parkinson couldn't have been far behind Graham Stewart when they were thinking of man of the match at Elland Road. Elliott waiting for it to drop, got a bit lucky with the miss hit. Lee made something of it. Elliott again. Time. We'll need Unsworth as well. Stewart. Well, they don't have the height of Ferguson or a Rideout, but they've got mobility in Stewart and Amokachi. Plenty of movement from Newcastle, of course, particularly with Beardsley on the ball. Dispossessed to a tumultuous reaction by Barry Horn. Limpar. Amokachi's offside. Everton have put together a pretty good home record under Joe Royle, especially against the big clubs. They've beaten Liverpool, they've beaten Leeds, they've beaten Manchester United, of course, and Newcastle in the Cup, and that lapse against Blackburn was really against the run of play in that match when the league leaders' goal was under siege in the second half here a couple of weeks ago. Here's Howie. On personal levels, had a good season. He's played for England for the first time. He's in a position at the moment as Watson seeks to exploit that. The count was plugged by Peacock and kept a clean sheet. Sticking to the right-hand side in the opening minutes here. Hinchcliffe doesn't get it totally away. Peacock, Beardsley, Kitson. No time to dwell on that because Neville Southall bowled it out very rapidly again, trying to continue the speed and the spirit of this Everton start. Beardsley found a bit of space in behind Parkinson.
People like Peter Beardsley would like that all night.
Hamlet. Hits. Paul. In behind Elliott for Limpar. Elliott's got back. Limpar fires it in. And it needed stopping by Mike Hooper down by his left-hand post.
The surprise element made it difficult. I think Mike Hooper's got half an eye on the cross here. He sees that starts to edge to his right. And suddenly he's gone back to his left. In the end, it was comfortable. He'll be happy to make a save like that early on in the match. Surprising, more promising.
Yes, they didn't get blown away in the whirlwind. Bracewell. This is Lee. Fox. He just got a yard again, but his control wasn't up to it that time. Peacock into the back of Stewart. Taken by Hinchcliffe. Barrett. Got a bit of licence to roam from right back. Newcastle possibly will be short of a player on that side. Lee continues to play off the front two. And here's Bracewell bombing on. Beardsley calling for it and getting it. Blocked by Unsworth. And Beardsley went for the shot rather than the pass wide to Fox. Venice. Fox found this time. Ottinger. Beardsley, he's got a chance here. Oh, Neville Southall stopped Peter Beardsley reaching this landmark of 100 goals for Newcastle United.
Oh, it's
one of his former clubs, Everton.
First of all, Beardsley's skill when he receives the ball. He could have easily taken the shot on here. But watch the way he drags it inside Unsworth. He turns his back on the play, and he thinks he's got his 100th goal for Newcastle. And that's a save right out the top drawer. It really was.
Amokachi to Limpar. Stewart goes near post. Limpar driving on himself. The pass never came. Barrett. Amokachi. Stewart. And the Nigerian lets fly. Suddenly, you sense he feels at home in England. He hasn't always been that way through the winter months.
Good response from Everton. Almost got a goal down and immediately strike back. Nice interplay, good movement. Hits it fairly well, but...
Discipline to their defending. It's rolled short by Venison. He gets it back from Lee. Fox to the right. Plenty of striped shirts forward. Bracewell. Venison. Bracewell makes the hole for Fox to run into. And the other having to do the retrieving. And certainly the presence of Barry Venison in midfield has allowed Paul Bracewell to push on more than we've seen him for some time.
He'll be getting a nosebleed brace if he goes any further forward than that one.
But you can understand the reasoning. And Newcastle won it in 13 since then, and that was at Ipswich. Amokachi!
Lovely strike.
Shades of the World Cup there.
Beautiful link up again. He's short. Look at Amokachi. They bypass him. Stewart's the one they aim for. And now he's got a chance. He takes a beautiful first touch in it. The second touch ain't bad either. Gloriously hit shot. Super strike. Goalkeeper had it covered. Full credit to Mike Hooper though. He was across for it.
Hinchcliffe. Bounced up. Awkward tension. Football for him has been a job rather than a vocation. Oh! Oh, that's short from Barrett. Kitson. the same ball.
Well, they do compete for everything, don't they?
Even against each other. Beardsley just ahead of Lee and behind Kitson. Limpar. Horn setting off, and Amokachi through the centre. Brilliant pass, great control, super goal for Everton. Absolutely splendid. Newcastle cut apart. Half of the Everton team go to Amokachi, the other half go to Anders Limpar.
And Joe Royle quite rightly applauding this. I'll tell you who played a part in that goal, Martin, and that was Barry Horn without touching the ball. He made a wonderful long run, and that occupied Darren Peacock, who left Amokachi. Full marks to Limpar, because he spotted the gap. His first touch was an excellent one. And that's a superb finish. That's a finish of a man who's high in confidence.
It's only his second goal in the Premiership, and the first was way back in September. Halfway through the first half, Everton score a goal that's certainly, in terms of quality, not in keeping with their league position. Going to be a booking for Venice. Parkinson heads on, the linesman's flag goes up.
The pass from Anders Limpar was just inch perfect. You couldn't get a better pass, and I'll tell you, you couldn't get a much better finish than Amokachi applied to it.
Beardsley for Fox. Venison, who's recently got his first ever goal for Newcastle, but certainly ones that were heard that he wanted away. And of course he's got a place in the final to play for as well. Duncan Ferguson will be available, right out as well. Here's Hinchcliffe across off. That was Stewart. This is Limpar. Back with Barrett. Limpar again. Out comes Hooper with the fist.
There's no doubt, Martin, whenever
You're out of the way to make sure that Everton got the throw. Actually, Gary Ablett turned away there in complete disappointment at his cross. Stewart. Excellent control by Bracewell from Mike Hooper's kick. They're not surprised.
no.
Full house, and that's been partly guaranteed by the Wembley voucher system that the club are employing tonight and in the other home games as well. As the quest for cup final tickets really begins in earnest. Barrett. Hooper played that without looking. Peacock had turned away. Barrett's throw. Header from Watson. Then from Peacock defensively. Hinchcliffe. Ablett with a chance to play it in. Instead he goes down the side for Amokachi.
Unlucky idea with this goal. Look at Limpar. He gets time. He gets time to have a little look. And he drills a quite magnificent pass. And watch this for a touch. It's absolutely perfect. Sets it in front of him with his right foot there. Takes another one just now to steady it. There it is. Hooper comes down. He's on his way down. And that's a beautiful lifting of the ball over the goalkeeper.
But there's no denying the talent. And there's Limpar and Daniel Amokachi. Trying to set the right example. And here's Fox coming in from the left-hand side this time. One or two options. Beardsley had gone forward. It went square to Lee instead. Joe Royle does insist that... Bracewell, Fox. Back comes Limpar. Chasing, Hoffman's got to tuck in, a bounce was a little awkward.
Did well at the end though.
1984, of course. Played in 2 losing final sides. Hawk, Limpar. Early again, Hooper stayed on his line. Amokachi. Peacock was the player under pressure.
Into that defence tonight at all.
Stewart.
But the goal has certainly turned the game back Everton's way. Gave them a huge boost.
Beardsley for Fox. Watson really committed himself there in contact with nothing neither. Ball, more happily for him, the man. Fox. Venison. Not sure that Barry Venison with confidence and the quality was there to clip it wide to Hodiger. Venison, Beardsley can turn. Might mean problems for his old club. Kitson, Beardsley skips past Watson, got Fox outside him. Beardsley kept going almost to bump into Will Fox.
Great pressure though on the ball Everton produced there at the edge of the box. It really was. Defensively, you couldn't have wished for any more. When they looked for...
Bracewell well forward again. Limpar has another through ball on here, but it's been well read by Hooper. Quick thinking at the free kick. Beardsley taking over. Fox on the left. Beardsley joins Kitson in the centre. Lee's there as well. Venison. Straight down the slot really for Neville Southall. Well, this is Barry Hoare. Kitson keeping it going well. Beardsley over the top of Barrett, beautifully delivered for Fox. Might need some help here though. Comes from Elliott. Against Bracewell. Well, that was extraordinary control from Hitchens. Monday Night United suggests that they could still spoil this evening for Joe Royle and his players. Peter Beardsley certainly has the incentive. Kitson, belatedly coming on the scene. When he did, the ball rolled. Injury. So he's come to Hooper about the chance of being at Wembley. But like everyone at Everton, as we've said before this evening, playing for the place. It can be used by Joe Royle, probably to Everton's good in the remaining league games. Fox. He's a hard man to get past, Earl Barrett.
He's an excellent defender. Worked with her quite a lot at Aston.
Stoppage time at the end of the first half at Goodison Park. Newcastle United hoping to equalise before half-time. Bobbling around in there before it's hooked out by Barrett. Much header from Beardsley. A first half here full of passion, and one superb goal scored by Daniel Amokachi, made by Anders Limpar. Prior to that, Neville Southall's splendid save to deny Peter Beardsley a landmark goal. At half-time at Goodison, Everton 1, Newcastle United 0. We'll be back after the break. Well, we're coming towards the end of a season. Daniel Amokachi who got on in somewhat strange circumstances in the FA Cup semi-final and scored. Headed by Unsworth, back by Venison. Then Horn. Limpar into space. Peacock was just there before Stewart. Elliott on hand to help out. Fox. Venison. Mark Hodiger, who's been much more consistent in his first season in England than Amokachi. Unsworth. Well, both sides really scrapping for the right to play in the second half. Watson. Stretch, he's gone straight to Stewart. There's Hinchcliffe outside him and Stewart.
Hinchcliffe with the ball, no doubt about it.
Amokachi. Everton would love a second goal just to settle them down. Limpar. Hinchcliffe. Amokachi! They've got the second goal! And it's Amokachi again!
Well, if ever a man's season is turned round in 4 or 5 days, it's Daniel Amokachi. Could do nothing right on his arrival at Everton. Suddenly, his season's turned to goals. He wins that ball there, and look at him. He heaves off to the danger area. But look at Limpar's part in this goal again. That's a magnificent flick. There's the advantage of going across the goalkeeper. We talk about it often. If you go across the goalkeeper, you have a chance, if he saves it, of that happening. If you've got a striker who's alive, Everton certainly have a striker who's alive at the moment in Daniel Amokachi.
10 minutes into the second half. And Everton, who were just giving 1 or 2 signs perhaps of being nervy in defence of the 1-goal lead. Stakes so high. The cost could be so great if suddenly a winning position was thrown away. Well, they're certainly in a winning... The Super Swede or the Admirable African. Here's Elliott. Breaks it up. Howie pressed by Stewart. It's a bit short, but Howie made sure that Stewart wasn't going to...
About the goal. From Amokachi, it's a great goal. But I think Kevin Keegan will be upset that his centre-back, Darren Peacock, hasn't gone and cleaned that out. That's a long ball down the pitch. You pay your centre-halves to head the ball. He was up against Graham Stewart. He should have done better, but from that moment, that was a super goal from Everton's point of view. But I don't think that Kevin will be too happy that he's...
First opportunity for Gillespie to get involved. Elliott. Oh, Kitson running away from the goal. Well, they're not going to risk further damage with so many fixtures to be played still. It's a standing ovation for Daniel Amokachi.
And because of this, 2 very, very different strikes. One of sheer quality, this one. And the second, well, it's a bread and butter goal. Sets it off himself, but this is where strikers earn their corn. In and around the 6-yard box. The build-up's good, but when it pops out the goalkeeper, he can't put it away. Amokachi's on hand. That's bread and butter stuff.
Well, Tony Grant has come on. Tony Grant incidentally made his Everton debut up at Newcastle earlier this year. Very different circumstances. Everton had Barrett and Horn sent off, lost 2-0. And they are with the full 11 on the pitch and winning 2-0. Kitson. Clark. He was seen in the nick of time by Ablett. Nice crowd, almost 35,000. They've seen Everton score against Newcastle in the Premiership for the first time, not once but twice. 3 previous meetings, all Newcastle wins. If they're going to win this one, it'll take a minor miracle or two. With 15 minutes or so to go. Hall. Limpar. That's good work off the ball by Stewart again. Near post, and it was Anders Limpar coming in, not quite a la Duncan Ferguson at the far post.
You can see quite clearly there, but no way they're overcommitting. Both central midfielders are well back and off the attack, as if to say, well, if it breaks down, well, we're here. We've got the 4 central defenders, and the 4 back 4 players, and the 2 central midfield players just in a nice little slot here if anyone breaks clear.
Not exactly totally what we hold, because there's off-the-cuff players like Limpar capable perhaps of even improving Everton's position here. But the situation is, to say the least, very satisfactory so far.
What Everton have done is they've won the game, in my opinion. They've won the game with 15 minutes to go, and what they won't do, and what they won't want his team to do is give Newcastle a chance by throwing men forward needlessly.
Joe was 46 last Saturday. The team gave him the birthday present on the Sunday. And this is rather, as we've been saying, the way Newcastle have been away from home over the second half of the season. Now Lee, who was booked earlier, he has to go off. Robert Lee is sent off for 2 cautionable offences. He's certainly not one of the game's hatchet men. Kitson going in.
Well defended.
It's a really demanding cross from Gillespie.
Well defended, son. Tell you, any ball that's in between goalkeeper and back 4 and is as close to the goal as this is, really does take some defending. But he got right underneath it, Gary Ablett. There was no way it was going down into the ground. It was going high, and it went very high.
Unsworth, danger not totally cleared. Bracewell. Peacock jumped into Unsworth rather. He got up, not complaining. Beardsley tries the early shot. Comes for Gillespie. Well, playing on the left-hand side, he's got the capacity. It's a brave response by Newcastle, though, in adversity. Everton suddenly having to do more defending against the 10 than they were having to do against the 11. Beardsley. It's over from Bracewell.
Well, he was struggling.
And they've forgotten about the relegation battle for a moment. The crowd, it's Wembley that they're thinking of.
I just look at this Everton side tonight and against Tottenham, Martin, I think they've got too much to go down.
They were on song again.
Oh, he's got them going, Joe has. There's no doubt of that.
Here comes the corner. with the bounce and the ball, and Peacock came in with unnecessary aggression, you felt.
Well, Neville Southall helped his cause there, I tell you. Because this was a booking. And I tell you, most goalkeepers would have went down from this, Martin. Ball's up, Neville's got it, and then he goes, foot up. But watch the goalkeeper, up he gets, popped up, and he said to the referee, forget it, let's get on with the game. And I think that saved the Newcastle centre-back a booking there.
Well, the flag has gone up.
Very late.
Everton still going about their business, and they might be rewarded with a third goal here. It's Grant. Hooper had lost it, Horns right in there, it's rolled behind Stewart. It comes for Limpar. They've been defending with discipline, sensible, practical, professional play from Everton, but they haven't been so bashful that they've declined opportunities when they've found Newcastle being a bit slovenly in defence as they were then. But 2-0's enough. They'd have certainly settled for that. And 3 more home games to come. And Wimbledon, Chelsea and South Jackson is at least going to play a small part, is he? Perhaps not. The celebration, well, why not? Perhaps Joe Royle wonders. He's had problems with his substitutions. Amokachi went on in the semi-final when he wasn't supposed to. Jackson seemed to be supposed to go on there, but he didn't go on. Here's Gillespie. All academic, really. And this Jackson only gets the win bonus if he gets on the pitch. That happens at some clubs.
PM's money.
Grant. There's no offside here. Oh, there's no chance in the end for Grant.
Better weighted pass, yeah. A better weighted pass was needed.
Making his second change. What lingering hopes there were for Newcastle really evaporated with the departure of Robert Lee. Sunday, Neville Southall made a save from Nethercott at 2-1 that could have made sure, really, the ball broke away, and Everton went straight up the other end to clinch the match when it could have been 2-2. It was 3-1. Southall save from Beardsley at 0-0 here. A vital element in the Everton win. Very good Friday for Everton at Goodison Park. The FA Cup finalists fighting for their Premiership lives. Southall, a strong, splendid figure. Graham Stewart did well, but Daniel Amokachi got the goals. One in each half. Very different in the taking. The first made by Limpar, who was involved in the second, when Andy Hinchcliffe shot across Mike Hooper and he pushed the ball out. Tonians can enjoy their Easter so much more. The fans leaving here with Wembley vouchers in their pockets, and the team with 3 valuable points in theirs. 2-0, let's join Nick Collins.
Thanks, Martin. I've got Daniel Amokachi and Dave Watson here. Daniel, how much pleasure did those 2 goals give you?
Yeah, for sure. I really appreciate every step of it, you know, because from the beginning I had a very, very bad season, and it's coming to the end of the season. I just try very hard to see what I can do to have a future in the English league, for sure.
Do you think you're making a good case now to stay in the side?
Well, for sure, yeah. I think 4 goals in two games ain't all that bad, for sure, you know, and hopefully if the big man comes back and Paul Ryder comes back, I will still have a chance in the team.
Dave, real competition for places. Presumably that can only be a good thing at this stage of the season.
Yeah, that's great. Daniel's come in and it's like having a new player around. And I'm sure when Duncan's back, maybe for Monday, and Paul's fit, I mean, he's taking a claim. And if you're doing the business on the pitch, you stay in the team.
How important was this win tonight, Dave?
It was vitally important, especially the way the results went today. Man City and Palace got a point. It was important that we bounced back, especially after the cup game, where people might have thought we were on cloud nine and it'd be difficult for us to get back to the bread and butter. But I think we proved it today that we can do it, and we've got another 6 games, I think, it's left.
Do you feel you can build up some real momentum now over these last 6 games?
I think so. If we show the commitment like we showed today in all them games, I don't think we'll go far wrong.
All right, well, listen, Daniel, you've been named the Carling Man of the Match. Dave, perhaps you'll present the champagne to Daniel Amokachi. Well played. Joe, after the euphoria of last weekend's semi-final victory, how pleased were you with the way the players knuckled down tonight?
Even more pleased. It was a strange game for us after that, and we started right. We've played better, but there were patches in. There were 2 terrific goals, and nice to finish the game with 11 men on the pitch.
Has Daniel Amokachi given you a bit of a selection problem, do you think, now?
No problems at all. If he keeps scoring goals like that, there's no problem at all. Daniel did ever so well today. He worked hard for the team as well, and he scored his 2 goals, and I'm delighted with him, delighted for him, which is more important.
The victory takes you out of the bottom 4. From a psychological point of view, is that a big step?
Well, it is, because this was a tricky game for us. You know, this is a hard game. Newcastle are a good side, a good passing side. But for all that, they didn't cause us too many problems where it counted around our goal mouth. Played a lot of good football in front of us. But we did say before the game, keep your shape, keep passing people on. When Beardsley gets the ball, get to him as quick as possible. And we did that, and they were magnificent.
The home performances here at Goodison seem to have really been your mainstay. Each time we come, you seem to steamroller the opposition.
Well, I'm not sure that I don't resent steamroller. There are 2 goals with quality there. And lots being made of us scoring from set plays. Well, we didn't score from set plays there. And, you know, we've played well. We're still in a very strange position, a very awkward position for us. But if we carry on with that quality of performance, we'll be OK.
No let-up, though, is there? A couple of days' time, another match?
No, we're off to Sheffield Wednesday on Monday. We've got a few in there walking wounded. A few got quite heavy blows tonight, and we'll have to see who's fit.
Amokachi came off limping. What's the news on him at this stage?
He's twisted his ankle at the moment, but we'll see how he is in a couple of days. I'm sure that he'll want to play.
Sure he will. Joe, it's been a good week for Everton. Well done.
Thanks, Nick.